Drake has always been more than just a rapper. He's a storyteller, a mood setter, and a cultural force. But beyond the music, there's one aspect of his life that keeps the internet buzzing: his love life. Whether it's a cryptic lyric, a paparazzi photo, or an Instagram unfollow, Drake's romantic world has become a topic of endless fascination. And it's not just because he's famous. It's because his relationships, flings, and rumor romances feel like chapters in an ongoing story, one filled with mystery, drama, and just enough heartbreak to keep people hooked. From the early days of his career, Drake's vulnerability set him apart. While other rappers bragged about casual relationships and unattached lifestyles, he leaned into the emotion. He rapped about misconnections, girls he couldn't forget, and the ones that got away. He made it okay for men in hip-hop to be sensitive, to care deeply, and to confess their feelings. That alone made people curious about who inspired those lyrics. And soon, the public began to piece it together. There was Rihanna, the most public and perhaps the most iconic of his relationships. Their chemistry was undeniable. Their collaborations were legendary, and their on-again, off-again connection kept fans guessing for nearly a decade. But like so many of Drake's romances, it never quite settled into permanence. Still, he spoke of her with reverence, and their story became one of hip-hop's most captivating love sagas. But Rihanna was far from the only headline. Over the years, Drake has been linked to a long list of high-profile women, from Jennifer Lopez and Serena Williams to Bella Hadid and SZA. Sometimes the connections were confirmed. Other times they were whispered about in the corners of gossip blogs and dissected through Instagram sleuthing. Drake rarely confirms anything directly, but he always leaves just enough breadcrumbs in his lyrics to keep the speculation alive. What makes Drake's love life so compelling isn't just the star-studded names. It's the emotional depth he brings to each story. Fans feel like they know his heart, or at least a version of it he shares in his music. He doesn't write breakup anthems that feel cold or distant. He writes about the awkward texts, the late-night calls, the jealousy, and the moments of doubt. His romantic history feels relatable, even when it's playing out in million-dollar mansions and luxury jets. There's also the element of contradiction. Drake presents himself as both the lover and the loner. He talks about wanting real connection, but constantly finds himself entangled in complicated situations. He celebrates women in his songs, but has also faced criticism for his sometimes blurred approach to romance and fame. That tension keeps people talking. Is Drake unlucky in love, or is he choosing this path? Even his role as a father, quietly revealed after intense media speculation, added a new layer to the story. Suddenly, the world saw Drake in a different light, not just as a romantic, but as someone trying to figure out family, privacy, and responsibility in the spotlight. Drake's love life makes headlines because he's mastered the art of mystique. He gives just enough to make people feel close, but never enough to give it all away. And in a world obsessed with celebrity, where access and oversharing are the norm, his selective openness keeps fans hanging on every word. Each relationship, real or rumored, becomes part of the myth, another verse in a love song he's been writing for over a decade. In the end, Drake's romances matter to the public not just because they involve famous names, but because they reflect the very human experience of wanting love, losing it, and trying again. And as long as he keeps turning those moments into music, the world will keep watching and wondering who's next.